You everyone, welcome, Sancho Che here. So welcome back to the channel, and we have a very interesting Boruto update video today. We have some information that's been translated, courtesy of Organic Dinosaur on Twitter. So shout outs to her. I'll leave a link to her Twitter page in the description box below. So be sure to check her out. She does translations of Boruto and all things Boruto from like Shonen Jump, the magazines, and all those little excerpts that actually come out of Japan. So she has some information that she's translated that comes from Kodachi, Ukio Kodachi specifically. He is the current writer for the Boruto manga. And yeah, recently, if you pre-look at it, or not even that, but recently Boruto volume 10 should be dropping soon if it hasn't already dropped. That volume should include chapters from like probably about 36 to about 39. So yeah, so as of chapter 41 we've basically started volume 11, give or take. So yeah, but let's get into the information that she's translated, because it's some very interesting world building information and it has ties back to Kara. So she writes, excerpt from Shinobi Secrets, column number 5, Daimyo and Shinobi by Ukio Kodachi from Boruto volume number 10. The particular snippet contains content that's found just at the end of the article. In the case of in the case of Otsutsuki, Kage, and Momoshiki, they yielded a sufficient reminder to the daimyo, that's the feudal lord, about the importance of having shinobi. The current daimyo of the fire country is Ikkyu, yeah, hopefully I pronounced that right, who holds Naruto in high regard, which is true. If you remember in the manga, during the Mujina Bandits arc, it was clear that he really respected Naruto. Even though Ikkyu is both openly and secretly in support of Naruto's activities, his political administration also lacks a solidarity in this regard. The members of his council of elders are thinking about wanting to eliminate Uzumaki Naruto, since he is being too much of a hero, which... what? It seems that they are trying to oust Naruto and Ikkyu altogether. From amongst those people, a non-negligible amount of them are even under the control of Kara via their autas. The reason why Kara can make their forces mobilize somewhat overtly in the interior of the fire country is all due to a certain group of people. Their entire presence is dependent solely upon a movement of politicians and merchants who have enmity towards the Ikkyu Naruto regime. Now, this is very interesting, and it kind of presents an idea or picture of what the future of the Boruto manga is going to be, because if, and this is a good move, because if they're including more politicians, there's more parties, there's more there's more groups to actually consider in terms of what the future of the story is going to go. The point is, the feudal lords and all those people didn't really play a big part in the whole Naruto story. When you really think back at it, they were kind of just minimal roles. I mean, they were protected during the Fort Great Ninja War, quote unquote, but for the most part they didn't really play a big role. And of course we do know they're the leader of the entire country, and we have like the Hokage or the Kages in general as like leaders of the village, of course, but in a sense leaders of the military might of the nation. So yeah, but if based on this, it seems that those persons or those group of persons will be playing a more pivotal role in the Boruto franchise, which is a plus. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they actually go about including them in the story. So that's going to be fun to see, and it would explain how Kara has remained undetected for the most part to date, because going back to the manga, we see that most of the countries, especially Konoha and the Fire Nation, they actually had no idea that, for example, I believe it was in chapter during the Owl arc, right? The airship that was carrying Kawaki, like nobody knew about it. so so that would explain. But there should be more here. Hold on. Do do do. Alright, so world building highlights from Shinobi Secrets, column number 7, Science in Boruto, volume 10. The creation of new groups is limited by their understanding of the fundamentals behind it. Kodachi foreshadows ninjutsu for hacking technology. Okay. Naruto is busy waging a war on drugs. That's interesting. Hold on, let's see what we have here. Wow. This is a lot. Bear with me, people. I'll be sure to just read it for you so you can hear. Alright, shinobi are also outstanding scientists. For examples, ones like Orochimaru, Yakushi, Kabuto, of course, Katasuke, and so on. But aside from them, and if we exclude exceptions to them, like Naruto, when it comes to the being at the shinobi forefront, it'll be the ones who are acquiring general scientific knowledge. And so those are the people who are trying to explain everything in creation and the entire natural universe. It comes from the results of refining their own jutsu and by the and the byproducts of it, so to speak. Over the course of such ninja using their jutsu, they ought to have come to an understanding about what is being interwoven with the world around them. And in addition, those people must have a desire in wanting to understand those aspects as well. They cannot use jutsu that they are unable to comprehend. Because people are cognizant of something like lightning, they can use Raikiri. Because people understand how the world is perceived by others, they can use Genjutsu. Whenever the world is explained by science, it gives rise to new jutsu. Soon there will be a ninja that interferes with computer networks as well as ninja who operate electronic devices. These things will probably be making an appearance, or perhaps they might have already appeared. This is very interesting. Of course, it goes hand in hand with the what I've said before in previous videos that the Boruto series has a heavy theme. There's a heavy focus on the theme of technology, and of course, based on that what I've read so far, there's still like a crap ton left to read, but yeah, they're gonna be pushing that, so looking forward. Anyway, such science and technology is not exclusive to the shinobi world, it's even propagated to the civilian world. It might have been possible during the former warring era that some shinobi also would have attended civilian academic conferences. It was not unusual for the inverse case to occur either. All of the hidden villages would lend an ear to the remarks of an excellent scientist, even though they weren't shinobi. In other words, the extent to which a hidden village possesses such great scientists is directly related to the value of the hidden village itself. They'll engage in recruitment activities in order to secure researchers, wherein that also includes things like violent-ish abductions. Orochimaru looking at you back in the day. These forms of maneuvering are common everyday occurrences in the shinobi world. If they are able to scientifically elucidate the enemy's jutsu itself, they could possibly lead to a complete one-sided victory. Of course, they're basically saying like, the thing that's critical in the Naruto universe is that if you have intel on your opponent's jutsu or moves, it can make all the difference, really and truly. Prime example, if Jiraiya knew about Pien's, secret, even Pain himself said that, Jiraiya would have won. Anyway, in addition, shinobi science and technology is also being put to good use in the medical field. Medical ninja help clarify information regarding the human body, in brackets, the majority of which was acquired through dissecting both friends and foes on the battlefield. They've come to a point where that knowledge has been shared extensively throughout the medical community for roughly the past decade. Currently, even civilian doctors who cannot use medical ninjutsu have reached a point of where they can perform highly advanced medical procedures. However, it's not possible to say that there are only good aspects to all of this. The hidden villages conceal the technology that created strong narcotics. Ooh. However, those techniques will still got leaked too. It gave rise to evil drug dealers who partake in the selling and trading of them. Those drug lords, just like the former Gato company, of course, you remember Zabuza Diaz when, the Naruto series felt like, like it could have been so much more diverse in terms of the antagonists and the people in there. But getting sidetracked here. Amass fortunes that are on the scale of a small nation. They employ fugitive ninja and expand their influence. As for remote regions, it's been rumored that even some hidden villages exist solely because they were created by those drug dealers. This is the reason why Naruto and the others are incredibly busy. Every day they have to deal with such rascals and also fight against the darkness of the black markets that peace happened to give rise to. That was a long one. Anyway, this is all very interesting, people. Honestly. This is crazy. And I like it because, as I said, a lot of stories would like to paint the picture that, when the heroes win, when it comes at the end of the day, there's a happily ever after. But what I like about the Boruto series are the benefit of continuing beyond Naruto, despite the many negatives that we have, that have been justified, is that we get to see that the world is still not perfect and it never will be. So the fairy tale ending that, yo, we're in peace, Naruto, beat everybody, we brought back Sasuke. Yeah, there's other things, there are other aspects of the world that needs to be handled. And honestly, even in peacetime, not everybody will be on the same level, on the same, coming at things from the same perspective. They won't have the same upbringing, and of course there will always be someone that will want to abuse some aspect of society that peace has given risen to, given rise to. Just for that, for their benefit, based on where they're coming from. So it's cool. But this is interesting still. It's going to really make for an interesting future for the series, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying in one of my previous videos that I did over the, it was yesterday, yeah, I believe it was yesterday, um talking about like the end or how long the series should be. And well, at least how long it was announced it would probably be, and that it could possibly change, because with all of these factors in play, if we're really going to include them, then the series would have to be longer, unless they're going to take the whole, you know writing a novel routes, like most of the recent Sasuke and Kakashi novels and all that jazz and blues. But it's cool stuff, not gonna lie. And it kind of helps for the whole story of, or the whole universe of Naruto, to feel so much more larger than it has been portrayed to be. Kind of like One Piece. One Piece does a great job of actually like showcasing and just showing different aspects of the world itself. So yeah, I like the direction. I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle it in story, and if we don't get it in a manga, hopefully they do it in a novel and then adapt it properly in the anime. So yeah, I guess that's all I have for this one. As I said, shoutouts goes to Organic Dinosaur. Be sure to check her out. So yeah, be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think about all this information that she's translated, and what it says about the future of the series. Because honestly, it seems like this story is going to be evolving into something really dynamic, and I really like that. So yeah, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, people, and I'll see you guys in the next one.